Good morning to you, MMMers, masterminders, everyone else. I want to share with you the 5 secrets of branding that enormously simplify it and make it make sense. You can read a lot of books about branding, and I have, and not come to the conclusion of the sheer simplicity of it that I'm getting ready to share with you. So this is going to save you buying about 30 books, something like that I've bought, and hours and hours of reading. Not only that, it's going to make your brand so much stronger and your business so much stronger. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now, you can see the super in-depth training that I just did in my Marlon's Marketing Method Gold, which you can find out at marlonsnews.com/imagine. For attribution, this comes from the book Primal Branding. That's probably turned around backwards, but anyway, Primal Branding by Patrick Hanlon. It's right there on the screen. Let's dive in. Now, there's 5 elements of what he calls primal branding. I call just super powerful branding. Number 1 is have a creation story. How did you create your business and why? How did you create your product? Right? So there's a story behind the creation of your business. And then for each product has a separate creation story. Why you decided to do it, how you decided to do it, what was the process in building it, right? People love a good backstory if it's intriguing. I'll give you the example. Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels tells the epic story, his epic potato gun story. If you know TJ Rowleader, he tells over and over and over and over how he got started running his first full-page ad and how he worked with, trying to remember his name off the top of my head, and I can't, Russell, the consultant, right? My story is about junk mail and putting 30,000 miles on my car, not being able to sell anything, just being obsessed with junk mail, upsetting my dad because I would get junk mail and read it, and then how I eventually started producing products. The happiest day of my life was when I dumped everything out of my garage that was a physical product. I went all digital, and then amazing formulas. So have a creation story. Step number 2 is have a clear-cut creed. Think creed or credo. Think your beliefs. Think your manifesto. Think your values, right? Example, one of my strong beliefs is the money is in the list, right? That's one of my strong beliefs. Another belief I have is I believe you're on Santa Claus, Fairy Godmother, and Easter Bunny, and if it's to happen, it's up to you. These are clear-cut creeds that I teach. I have a whole manifesto that I teach, and you should too. You should know what your beliefs are, what your creed is, what your manifesto is. That's your clear. And if you think, like, what is Apple's creed? I think Apple's creed, I'm sure there's a better articulation of it, but I would say it's just simple, right? And I know they have a better saying than that, but that's what I would say their creed is, right? Just simple, elegant, beautiful, right? Then you have have iconic icons, icons that are iconic. For example, Apple's white, the White House, Statue of Liberty. It can be a color or colors. You can probably think of different brands and you associate a specific color with that brand. Logos, you associate logos obviously with companies. Symbols that you associate with a company. For example, Habitat for Humanity, you think of them building a house, right? ClickFunnels has the gear, which is iconic, and also their stage sets and designs for their seminars are absolutely freaking iconic, right? Originally, I'm wearing it now, my red shirt. This is the red shirt I wore since 1997. This was before all the political nightmare stuff came along so much. I'm from Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Sooners football team, their color was red. That's why I always wore the red shirt, right? In the early days of internet marketing, you saw a lot of other people copying and starting to wear red shirts. That's whatever. And then my yellow pads are iconic. My I don't know if you can see it here, my yellow pads. And then I also use record books that I often show. These are just a few symbols that I have that are a bit iconic. Then we have rituals. Rituals are things that you do over and over and over, like they're practices that you do. For me, I actually have a product called the Strange Ritual. Funnel Hacking Live is a ritual. My weekly MMM newsletter is a ritual. My stick letters, my Johnson boxes, these are rituals that I have in my business. My BBDDPP email sequences, these are things that I teach in my MMM newsletter. My testimonial getting sequence, 12-step sales letter form. You got to know what your rituals are, the things that you practice over and over that help define and differentiate your business. And then who are the pagans and non-believers? For ClickFunnels, it's non-funnel builders. For me, it's people who don't build lists, people who want everything done for them, people who hate selling. Who are your pagans? Who are your non-believers? You got to know who these people are. And then you want to know your sacred words. So for me, it's the list. The money is in the list. For ClickFunnels, it's the word funnel. For me, some of my sacred words include Johnson boxes, stick letters, 12-step letters, product creation. These are just some of my sacred words. You've got to know and share with other people and make it known what your sacred words are. For more, and if you want to deep dive on this and see how it can totally change and revolutionize your business, I just did an in-depth I think it was 2 or 2.5 hour training last night on it, and you can get it when you subscribe to my newsletter, my MMM Gold. I have silver, that's just the newsletter. Gold includes a bunch of other things. You could read about it at marlonsnews.com/imagine. So now I just want to go back and review what all the 5 elements are. Number 1, you have your creation story, the backstory of how you created your business, the backstory of your product. Again, Russell Brunson's potato gun is an iconic story. Number 2, you have your clear-cut creed, your beliefs, your manifesto, your values, right? Number 3, you have your icons and your symbols, the things that become iconic about your business. Number 4, you have your rituals, the practices, the things that you do, you teach, or you share, or you practice that are your rituals, right? I'm just thinking about businesses where you go in. One that comes to my mind that's a ritual is, I forget, some restaurant we would go in, and when people would order a certain food off the menu, all the waiters would get together in a line and they would be singing something or saying something, and they're holding this thing up and it's flaming. You know, that was like a whole big ritual when you would go there. A simple ritual would just be you go to a sushi bar, or to me, a really nice one, and there's a little set order of what happens, right? You have your, they give you the little appetizer thing, you have your sushi, then there's sometimes a dessert, sometimes there's a little thing. Oh yeah, they're also at the beginning, there's like a little soup, right? There's a whole little ritual involved in how you have sushi there, or like you all know about the soup Nazi and how you would kick people out. I think if they put wasabi in their soy sauce or something like that. I forget the ritual, but it's a ritual there, right? You have your pagans and your non-believers. The words who are the pagans, who are the non-believers? You got to know what your sacred words are. And so those are the 5 elements of what I call branding that, in my opinion, really, really simplify it, make it strong, and make it powerful. So if you watch live, type live. That's one of my rituals. If you watch to the bitter end, type bitter end. If you watch it on the replay, type replay, and just let me know. If this was useful to you and helpful and you like the format, comment on it. Let me know. I can tell you this method is enormously powerful. Because it has the power to set you apart, and it doesn't cost you anything. The only thing it costs you is your brain. The only thing it costs you is your mind. I'm going to share with you an example. This was, I would share the photo, but I don't have the rights to share it. This was from a good time ago, but it's one of these images that I'll never forget. So Kimra Loon is an online marketer. She changed, I think, her business and her branding. But in the early days, she had the most iconic photos that were her branding and her colors. And I'll never forget. She had this one photo. She was leaning against the brick wall with her, or one of her feet back up against the brick wall. She was eating an ice cream cone, and one of the ice creams was the color blue, which was one of our iconic colors. And then she was wearing, I think, red, which was one of her iconic colors. And it was like you'll never forget the picture if you saw it. I would show it to you, but I'm sure that photo is like copyrighted and everything else under the sun. But it like you saw that image, you would never forget that image. Right. I mean, the power of iconic things and symbols or even videos. There was one time in the United States, this is way back when some of you weren't even born then, but I think LBJ was running for president, and they ran this ad on TV, and all it showed was this atomic bomb going off. And there was an announcer's voice in the background saying, basically, if you don't want this for the future of the world and blah, 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 and so forth, you need to vote for this person for president, something along those lines. But like the video was iconic. It was simply this picture of this atomic bomb going off in the big mushroom cloud. That's all the video was. And then this incredible voice in the background articulating this sayings surrounding that video. So the power of colors, right? Now I've had to switch my colors because of all this political stuff. So typically now I'll wear a red and blue shirt. We've added like green and yellow as our colors, right? So anyway, all right, you can see that up there in my logo on the screen. Although my color of my slide should match that color up there in the logo, and it doesn't, right? All right, anyway. You have a great day. Let me know if you saw this. Let me know if you saw it on replay. Let me know if you saw it live. Let me know if you watched it to the bitter end. Let me know if it helped you. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, feel free to drop in comments. And again, if you are an MMM, I just training last night. I'll be sending out the replay link and the transcript of it, notes on it. And it's incredible training where I showed just like how to totally change someone's business massively by using this kind of branding. All right, you all have a great day.